My name's Dan, for those of you who don't know. Basically I've had a Christian upbringing all my life, which entailed me going to church every Sunday. Now, when I was younger, this was more of a compulsory thing, and that wasn't a bad thing, but I was kind of going because my parents were going. And then, so church was interesting, and there was a youth group, so I started going to that on a Sunday evening. It was called Connect back in the day, so that's what it was. Started going to this, there was food and there was people to chat to, so so that kept me going back, and it was really fun. Through this Connect, there was trips out to Unite, which was run by YFC at the time and still is. I was going to this event, me and Joel, because we had the only people that had nothing better to do on Friday night than go to this. It was dead interesting, the talks were dead good and the worship was dead good, and it was something different to what we'd seen in a normal church morning. So we kept going back to this event every month or so. Basically one night I felt really compelled to give my life to Jesus through the talk and the worship, so I did that, and I was like on a buzz. I was on like a really big high note. So yeah, that was that one night. I was really happy about that. Then after a few weeks, the buzz of that night and stuff just wore off, and I kind of got back into the normal life. And I was happy with it, because I wasn't bothered about my life's going fine. So that was just like a real alright note for me. But then basically, there was this one morning where there was a baptism service, and it came to a point where Nicola Garrett came forward and gone, "I want to be baptised," at the end, near the end of the service. This to me was really overpowering, it was a mix of emotions, because it kind of made me want to do it. And when they shouted out for more people to come down if they wanted to get baptised, I was one of the people that was like, I want to do it. I could feel myself moving out of the chair, but I was also like, no, I'm not going. I was fighting it. So then, basically, I stayed sat down, and the service came to an end. And then, because of that, it's something I'd regretted for the last couple of years. I always thought what my life would be like if I had been baptised. So after that, it came a few years. We've been going to New Wine. We'd just recently gone to the North one. That was the first year we'd been to the North, and for me that was a bit of a change from the South, because it's different, change of scenery and stuff. But I came to one of the groups, and it was the end of the thing, and there was a prayer tunnel. Now, I came after a couple of minutes to going into this prayer tunnel, and during the end of the prayer tunnel there was this guy that came up to me and was asking me about TV adverts for offering money to children, charity adverts basically. And he asked me how I felt about it, and I explained it. And then he basically said to me that God had a message for me, and that basically those adverts that you see on TV, you're going to go and work abroad, and you will literally feed the hungry, and give them water and stuff. You'd literally be the person on the front line doing that kind of work. Now at the age of 14, for me that was a bit oof, alright, chill out. I mean, I just picked my GCSEs, so I was worrying about if I actually done the right thing here. I was worried about if it was in God's plan, so I just sort of went, right Lord, it's up to you now, just take it where it's going to go. So I kept praying about it over the 2 years, and coming up to this year, nothing much had been added to that plan, as it were. And it came to Soul Survivor, and it came to the talk, at the end of the talk, and they asked if anyone wanted to get prayer for if they felt that they were called to mission or to leadership. So I felt, because of that message a couple of years ago, that I wanted to go forward and do that. As I was being prayed for, I just had this overwhelming feeling, and then Africa was sort of the word, and this thing kept going around in my mind, and I couldn't shake it. There was no way of me I was like, okay, this is clearly where God wants me to go. So I kind of got the answer for that. So that was really helpful for me, because now I could add to what I wanted to know where I was going and how I could act upon that, because previously I couldn't. And also this year, pretty major thing that happened for me and my family was the parents splitting up. Now, for me, that was a bit of a shock, as it's a shock for most people. I mean, I didn't see it coming, and I don't think my parents saw it coming, to be honest. But it's something that I don't know, I didn't know how to deal with it, so I was just like, Lord, right, this is how it's going to be, it's how it's going to be. You deal with it, and I'll work with what you've done, right? And I think the effect of it hasn't really hit me yet, I suppose. I don't know, or maybe God's just taken it off my mind completely. But it's something that I'm grateful for, and I'm glad that God's still trying to work through it and stuff with me. So basically, because of all this, stuff that's happened in the year, I feel like that I should be baptised. I mean, I think it's at this point in my stage in my walk with God that I should like sort of confirm and like confess to Him, God, and you, my church family, that this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going for God 100% now. I feel like now is the right time to do it. It also, as I've been like looking, that it's also in the Bible that it says you should be baptised, and that Jesus Himself was baptised. So for me, I think that that's a good enough reason for anyone to get baptised. So for me, I was like, yeah, let's do this. So that's where I've come to today. So, moving on.